The Rhapsode. I noticed the simple string singing when nothing was there but the fire in vessels of clay full of wine. In my mind, the wind was listening. The procession returned from the pyre, the fat of the goat on the spit. The hero that no one could find was off on the wars of the spirit. The rhapsode before them was blind. Perceptions that welcomed and opened magnificence born from the skies entered his eyes, from which the music divined words that were sung, never spoken. Vibrations that mellowed the notes were filled with effusive surmise, the song that a singer emotes, as if his own life was another's. He sang to the temples of thought and listened as villagers gathered. The lambs were untethered, fathers sat next to their mothers, children emerged from the huts, dogs turned away from the scraps. The tribe's single focus was centered, aware, awake, and enwrapped, with colors the shape of the mountains, reflecting the canyons below, where he hid in the cave of the bear, seeking to share testaments of his own reason with the fires and the waters that flow, through valleys of fruit and desire, with expectant and innocent ears, as they wait for his tail by the fire. They know the flesh they are hunting, the speed and fear of their prey. They stalk with effortless wisdom the kingdoms that fly on the wing. The essence of all that they say, the rhapsode can pluck into being, in all that is, was, and will come, is destined in tones of the singing. In all that words are, there is music. In fire there is warmth filled with light. In shadows are shades that compound the missives of sound, to which the engaged empathetic can hear the moon move through the night, the whisper of dawn to the sun, the day that the world became round, the night when the word was begun. The quiet was tense, the still easy. The fire lit the strings of the lyre. The notes that could float on vibrations moved the emotions with melody that sang on the breaths that suspired from the singer into their hearts, how he'd spent half his life in seclusion, lightless and blind to his art. Now the notes echo the strings that sound like harp to an angel, the decibels measured by rhythms, innate animisms that float on the feathers of wings, the tangent become tangible, inspectors of missions accomplished, the foe in his death in a spasm, a broken sword chained to his wrist. He sang of the days of another, and knows not of self or a thing, in presences drift into words he never had heard, unless the breath of his mother, or some certain ultimate being, passed through the winds of his chants to animate what has occurred, while the sparks in the firelight dance. The mysteries rode on the oceans to gather the secrets of night, a ship on the seas of phosphors, the stroke of the oars, quiet as meditations that move like the dark into light, across the foreseen and the known, to the hunger of spirits at war. The fat on the meat of the bone sizzles the sparks that he sings as he tastes their flesh and their wine, then stands for a silence to listen for all that will happen when singing of mortals become the divine, of changes so constant in him. The gathering eyes tear and glisten, their silver sounds call to his rhyme.